The rock bottom of life, that's a signal that the greatest good fortune is about to begin. In this world, you see, though it can't be seen with the eyes, there's one single law that absolutely cannot be defied. Well, it's the cosmic truth I always speak of. That is, the law of positive and negative. But you see, first, what I'd like you to understand as a major premise is that both the good and bad things that happen in life, if viewed over the long term, will always balance out to plus minus zero. Ultimately, things are made to truly even out. This is the only absolute law on this planet Earth. The basis for that, you see, lies in the very formation of this planet Earth. Among the vast universe, only this Earth is a very special star, formed by the balance of two opposing energies, yin and yang, light and shadow, man and woman, positive and negative. That's why our lives can never escape this law. If you gain something, you will certainly lose something somewhere. Conversely, if you lose something, you will certainly be given something new. Life is merely the repetition of this cycle, nothing more. Come on. Try to look back a little. After something good happened, something bad happened, or after something bad happened, something good happened. You've had such experiences, haven't you? Phrases like, misfortune does not come singly, or human life is full of ups and downs, have been passed down for thousands of years because this is the truth, you see. If you can truly understand this law deeply in your heart, what will happen, you ask? First, you'll be able to find new meaning in your past painful experiences and traumatic events. You'll be able to affirm your present, saying that your current self exists precisely because of those experiences. And the vague anxiety about the future will gently disappear like a mist, because you'll be able to confidently believe that even though it's painful now, there will definitely be positive things waiting for you in the future, proportional to the negative you're experiencing now, so you won't be overly affected by the events right in front of you. Those negative experiences, you see, are the best opportunities to make us realize the ordinary happiness hidden in our daily lives. Misfortune is a grateful thing that enhances your sensitivity to happiness. Please just try to think about it. People who have suffered from illness and wandered between life and death will surely be moved to tears by the ability to breathe normally after being discharged from the hospital, to walk on their own 2 feet, and to eat meals. But people who are always healthy don't even think about such things. It's sad, but humans are creatures who only truly realize the value of something after losing it. That's why I always say look for things to be grateful for, because this is the only way you can always feel happy no matter what situation you are in. Pure water comes out when you turn a faucet. You can sleep peacefully in a warm futon at night. Your room brightens up with the push of a button. None of these are ordinary, you see. Something that is difficult to find is written as arigatai. Arigatai. Grateful, thankful. Each of these is actually a continuous miracle. If you grow up without knowing hardship, you won't notice this gratitude. Then you see, your happiness threshold will gradually rise. You won't feel satisfied unless you have brand-name goods. You won't have fun unless you go on overseas trips. You won't feel at ease unless you are praised by others. If this is the case, you will never reach true happiness. Painful experiences, that is, negative experiences, will significantly lower your standard for happiness, that is, the scale of that measure. That's why you can deeply appreciate even the smallest things. So you see, try to think about what it would be like if you lost this. Having a job, having a home to return to, having someone to talk to. You don't have to force yourself to be grateful. Simply by directing your attention to what you have around you now, as things that could potentially be lost, your perspective will surely change dramatically. When you gain this perspective, you see you will be invincible. You will be able to find happiness for yourself no matter what situation you're in. You will no longer feel depressed by comparing yourself to others, because happiness resides within your own heart, you see. Once you can realize this ordinary happiness, the next step is to actively and proactively attract good fortune. What I always say about prepaying negative means taking on small misfortunes first to avoid large, unpredictable misfortunes. When only good things continue, people inevitably become anxious, don't they? That's because our souls unconsciously know the law of positive and negative. We instinctively sense that if so much good continues, a tremendous negative will come to balance it out. So what should you do then? Before hoping for great good fortune or after something good has happened, proactively pay for the negative. Specifically, this means accumulating virtue, spending your time and effort for others, not speaking ill of anyone, greeting people with a smile, keeping your surroundings clean, gently putting spare change into the donation box at the convenience store checkout. This is also a fine way to prepay negative. Donations at shrines and volunteer activities are also examples. Offering a little of your energy for someone or society without expecting anything in return. This is the greatest wisdom that has been passed down in Japan since ancient times. Take a loss to gain a profit. For example, the hardship of desperately working hard and studying for a goal. This would be a negative you chose for yourself. It's tough, but beyond that, growth awaits. You might even feel a sense of fulfillment. But if you are suddenly struck by unreasonable misfortune, you will only be crushed. If you're going to pay for the same amount of negative anyway, isn't it much wiser to prepay it in a positive way that leads to your own growth or someone else's joy? Of course, you might think you don't want to go out of your way to suffer hardship. But this is not to say that you should engage in ascetic practices. Please do not misunderstand. It is a way of thinking that life becomes richer by reframing your positive actions, such as your efforts at work, your kindness to others, and your contributions to society, as a new perspective of prepaying negative. When you're anxious about whether your efforts will be rewarded, if you think of it as a prepayment for future good fortune, you'll be able to work even harder, won't you? Lastly, regarding loneliness, may I talk about it? Lately, many people seem to be overly afraid of loneliness, but you see, I interpret it this way. I always say that time spent in solitude is a valuable opportunity more than anything else to enrich your inner self and establish your identity. Please try to think of it this way. People who boast about having many friends are unable to have time alone. It's proof that they are empty inside. If you spend all your time in crowds just chatting, what do you think will remain? Instead, time spent quietly reading a book alone, listening to music, or immersing yourself in a hobby will grow your soul much more. As your inner self becomes enriched, that naturally oozes out as your unique aura and charm. So there is absolutely no need to fear loneliness. On the contrary, loneliness is the strongest weapon to make you shine. And the secret to human relationships is to only go 6 parts, about 60%. No matter how close the relationship, you should never intrude all the way to 10 or 12 parts, 100, 120%. It's for your own good to maintain an exquisite distance, not too close and not too far. If you have hundreds of qualitative acquaintances and 1 or 2 truly trustworthy friends, life is rich enough, you see. Well, thank you for staying with me for so long. If you are currently at rock bottom in your life and in the midst of suffering, please do not forget that it is nothing less than an important preparatory period for receiving the tremendously great happiness and exhilaration that awaits you in the future. The deeper the night, the closer the dawn. It's exactly the same thing. I sincerely wish that your life will become richer, more brilliant, and filled with love and joy,